Oh my god. Finally got the pet. Oh my god. This boss is so bad. Oh, it's finally over. What's going on, guys? So today I have, as you can see right here, 700 of the Zimorgirl and Vorkath hard mode crates, and I also have the little claw here. So we are gonna click the claw and get my IFB back. Look at that little tiny chat spam. So we are gonna do a little loot from 700 of these crates, kind of see what kind of loot we end up getting. While I do this, I am just gonna kind of talk about what I think about Vorkath. So let's get right into the loot. Alright, so while the loot is going on in the background, I am just gonna kind of talk about my opinions of Vorkath here. And personally, I think Vorkath is some of the worst bossing content in the game. It's really not fun to fight this boss, and there are a bunch of reasons for that. But I'm going to go down a little list here. So the first thing that I want to talk about is going to be the bugs at this boss. Vorkath has a ton of different bugs that I've experienced, and this isn't even going to be all of them, but this is just the ones that I have remembered off the top of my head. The first thing is going to be the kill timer. This boss has been out for 3 months, and the kill timer still does not work for this boss. It just like glitches out after a few seconds, and then it goes to this huge number, so you can't tell how good your kill is going along. And personally, I think the kill timer should probably work after 3 months. Like, is it really that hard to get this working? It's just, I don't know. It's one of those things where it seems like the devs are just being lazy and not fixing the problems that they've made. I know if I took 3 months to fix a minor issue that I made at work or something, I'd probably get fired or yelled at or something. So like, what gives? Why is the kill timer still not working? Is it really that hard to fix this? Some of the other bugs I've experienced are the graphical bugs. I don't know what causes this, but sometimes all of the like weird stuff overlaid on your screen, like all the ice and stuff, will cause these huge squares that like are flying all over your screen, and you basically just have to telly out, or you have a seizure, I guess. The graphical bugs are really annoying at this boss, and I don't know if these are easy to fix, but it's definitely a big issue I've noticed. One of the other bugs that I have experienced is massive amounts of lag, especially after like an update day. It seems like it has to load something, I'm not really sure, but it causes this massive amount of lag. And like, I have a pretty decent graphics card and CPU, so it's nothing to do with my computer, because it eventually, like, the game seems to fix itself. But yeah, the massive amount of lag like ruins everything for like, you have to like log out or like hop worlds or something. And yeah, it's just like this massive amount of strange lag. It's not even like normal like FPS lag either. It's like your abilities don't cast. I don't know, it's really bad lag. One of the big bugs that I've noticed, like from the actual like bossing perspective, is Threads of Fate seems to not hit the targets even if they're standing like right next to you. Threads of Fate just like won't target some of the little skeletons and stuff, and it's not like it's something you can't attack. Like, you can hit it, the ballista hits it, and it'll be standing literally like the square next to you, and Threads of Fate won't hit it. And this is especially a problem with the shielders. Yeah, I don't really know what causes this, but it's super annoying to be trying to kill a shielder, especially when Vorkath is flying, so the ballista won't kill it. It like doesn't hit the arena, it just hits Vorkath. And yeah, you just don't kill the shielder, and then you either have to manually kill it or wait for another ballista or whatever. And the biggest issue with this is most of the time you're using Threads of Fate to build soul stacks, and it would be really nice to be able to consistently get like a 5-stack volley and then sap and then another 5-stack volley, but it just doesn't hit, like the sap won't hit the guys next to you even if they're still alive. And yeah, that's just super annoying, and that should definitely be fixed. Another glitch that I noticed here, this is really small, but if you notice, the broadcast says 801 KC, but the actual kill count is 800. Kind of weird that they would get that wrong. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. But yeah, that's all that I had listed for the bugs, just like off the top of my head. There was definitely more that I experienced, but yeah, I don't know. So the second issue that I want to talk about with this boss is the inconsistent amount of damage you take. It seemed like some kills I wouldn't really take that much damage, and I'd only have to eat like a few food and brews or whatever. And then other kills I would just get absolutely demolished and have to eat like an entire inventory. I'm not entirely sure what causes this. I think it has something to do with like the massive amount of variability in the like damage you take. And it's not even like you take a lot of damage. It's like these weird inconsistencies where it's like some of the hits just don't even hit you, and they don't splash, they don't get blocked by darkness. They just like don't hit sometimes. I've noticed this especially with the Dragon Breath attack. It just randomly like doesn't hit, and yeah, it doesn't splash, it doesn't get, you know, blocked by darkness. It just like doesn't hit you. It just seems very strange, like the inconsistencies in the damage you take here. And yeah, I just wish something would be done to bring the damage to be a little bit more consistent. So it's not like, oh, this kill you don't eat anything, and that other kill you have to eat a whole inventory. It's just kind of annoying. One of the things that I think could help fix the inconsistent damage would be make the Dragon Breath attack be mitigated, or maybe even completely blocked by like a Wormfire potion or an Overload salve, just to, you know, get rid of that attack altogether and make it consistently like get blocked. The Dragon Breath attack is one of those attacks that I've noticed is one of the like big things that causes you to have to spam it, and it's because it can hit up to a 7,000 magic hit. You know, I guess you could use Pray Magic or whatever, but some of the times, like I said, it just doesn't even hit. It's just very strange. One of the other inconsistencies I noticed here was the shielders. Again, these are random, but I noticed some of them spawned like super far away from you, like way off in the corner. And it basically would cause you to have to manually kill it, or, you know, have to deal with it with the ballista, because like death skulls wouldn't bounce to it. And that was just really annoying. Another thing with the shielders that really bothered me would be like getting like Zamorgul or whoever would just spam spawn these guys. Like you'd kill the shielder, it'd instantly respawn, and then you'd kill it and it'd like instantly respawn. And that would happen like 3 or 4 times throughout the kill. And it was just super annoying to have shielders constantly be spawning. I feel like there maybe should be a little bit of a cooldown before the guy can respawn these. I think there's a spawning cycle, but it seems like some of the time he just wouldn't spawn a shielder. So yeah, I don't know. The shielders are just super annoying. And then one of the other inconsistencies that I noticed was when they cleaned up the voice lines, they made it so sometimes Zamorgul would just not say anything when he would do his big Finger of Death hit, but sometimes he still does. He'd be like, die, and then cast it. But other times he would just say nothing. I feel like the big hit from the Finger of Death should be one of the few things that should have a voice line every single time, just so you know it's coming. It's just really annoying to be like standing there and then Finger of Deaths you, and you're just like, there's like no telegraph for it. You have to like count the ticks from the like the time that Vorkath lands. I don't know. It's just really annoying that the voice line was like sometimes removed, and then other times it I guess still was there. It just seems kind of stupid that they would do that. So now I'm going to be talking about some of the good things about this boss. I think this boss looks really cool. Like the arena looks really good. The boss itself looks pretty decent. The attacks all look pretty cool. And yeah, I think just graphically, most of the stuff involving this boss look pretty good. The only thing I think is a little weird is like all of the like ice and stuff overlaid over the screen. I kind of wish you had an option to turn that off, just because it's more annoying than anything else. Like it doesn't really add much to the fight, and I think it takes a lot away. But yeah, other than that, I think like the boss itself looks really good. Some of the other good things are, I think a lot of the big attacks are telegraphed really well, obviously besides the Zamorgul's big hit. But like the Ice Breath attack and the Dragon Breath attack and all that stuff, like they're telegraphed pretty well, and you always kind of know that they're going to be coming, and it's like there's like a big thing when the spikes appear on the ground for you to move from, and like you can obviously tell when Vorkath is going to do the like Ice Breath thing. So yeah, I think the attacks are telegraphed really well. And the other really good thing about this boss is I think the loot is pretty decent from hard mode. It's like well over 100 mil an hour. And you probably make about 100 mil an hour after supply costs and stuff like that. And right now, the loot is especially really good because I think range, like the scale and stuff went up really high in price, even though the price check hasn't matched it. So yeah, the loot is pretty decent from this boss. But now I'm going to be going over some of the things that I think are kind of bad. And so talking about loot again, I think the loot is really unexciting. Like even the like rare drops or whatever, like the codex and the scale, they're just kind of like weird little piddly items. Like the codex is mostly useless. Like the only place you really would use the Lord of Bones incantation is at Virago. It's just like a really useless drop. And the scale, same thing. It's not like the Omni Guard or the Soulbound Lantern. It's just like a scale. It's just like a little, you know, thing that's not super exciting. Like it's worth a lot, but it's not a very exciting drop. And that's kind of one of the biggest issues with the loot from hard mode, especially, is it's just not very exciting to loot. Like you're just opening a bunch of crates that have like little like weird items in them, like the scales and spike and stuff like that. Another really bad thing from this boss is the giant ruins normal mode. I will not do normal mode because it has that stupid giant in it. It's not even worth the time. It takes almost longer to deal with the giant than it does to deal with normal mode itself. And yeah, I just think the giant like ruins normal mode. I think after maybe 100 KC or like doing something, you should be able to just like turn that part of the fight off and make it be like hard mode where you just enter into Vorkath immediately. Because yeah, like I said, the giant ruins normal mode. Some of the other issues, the statue takes too long to load. Like you telly in and then you have to wait for the statue to load every single time. And it's just really annoying to have to sit there and wait for the statue. It's not really that big of a problem, but it's more like annoying than anything. Another really bad thing about this boss is the lady that gives you the loot runs away with the loot. So like you have to like catch her and like snipe the loot out of her. And out of all of the like things from this boss, the looting is just so annoying. It would be so much nicer if like the chest just went into your inventory or bank, or like the lady was just like there, you know what I mean? Like having her run across the arena takes so long, and you have to like skill shot the loot away. It's just really annoying to have this lady running away with the loot, and then sometimes your character will like miss her and she'll just like run away. Yeah, I don't know. The way that you get the loot here is really annoying, and I hate how it's set up. It's really stupid, and they should definitely do something about stupid lady running away with the loot. Another thing is there's like a lot of menus and areas you have to go through to start, right? Like you have to wait for the statue to load, and then you go into the little instance, and then you have to like click through to get into the Vorkath part, or you have to like wait for the statue and then deal with the giant, and then you can kill normal mode. Like it's just a lot of random stuff you have to do in order to start a kill, and it really just slows down your kill times a lot for no reason. Another one of the bad things is the inconsistent damage you take. I think it makes it be a little too variable in the amount of supplies you're using. Like some kills, like I said, you use like an entire inventory, and then other kills you don't really eat anything at all. And yeah, it's just really annoying that you have to use so many supplies and it's so inconsistent. And yeah, I don't know, but that's kind of what I think about Vorkath, my overall review, I guess, of it. My overall review is this boss is probably about a 2 or 3 out of 10. I think it's really not fun to fight and not very well designed. But yeah, what do you guys think about it? Do you guys think it's as bad as I made it seem? Or do you guys like hard mode Vorkath? What do you guys think? And yeah, hopefully the loot is pretty good at the end here. Like, we'll see. I also got 5 Draconic Visages and 38 of these little Blackstone Hearts. So this is what the total GP comes out to. In the rares alone, we got apparently 373 mil in Lord of Bones. However, I bet these aren't worth that much. In scales, we got apparently 341 mil worth of these. Again, I think these are probably worth a little bit more. And then in the spikes, this is probably going to be pretty decent. As you can see, 2.3 bill in spikes. And that's them being 8.3 mil each. Who knows how much they actually are. And then in all of the common loot, we get another 800 and like, looks like 50 mil or so. So in 700 hard mode Vorkaths, I got 3.8 billion total. Again, that's if these prices are accurate, which I don't know if they actually are. I think the scales are probably more. These are probably less, and these might be a little more. But yeah, 3.8 bill and 700 kills. In my opinion, not super great. If we do a little bit of math here, 20 kills an hour, so 700 divided by 20 is 35 hours. So 3.8 billion divided by 35 would be about 108 mil per hour, according to this. So, I mean, yeah, 108 mil per hour. Not super great money, but it's also not bad, obviously. And the reason I say it's not super great money, even though 100 mil an hour is pretty decent, is it's really tedious to do this. You have to spend a lot of money to do this, and it's just not very fun. Whereas if you're doing something like Raziel, you're probably going to be making about 100 mil an hour as well, and it's going to be a lot less annoying. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little loot video, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Alright guys, so I just checked the prices on some of these items, and the Vorkath scale is apparently 700 mil right now, which I don't know how much I actually believe. And the Lord of Bones is again apparently 300 mil. So if we use the actual price of 8.3 mil for these spikes, the total GP per hour right now for this boss, from what I got at least, was about 167 mil per hour. So that's actually pretty decent. If you could make anywhere from 150 to 200 mil per hour at this boss, probably makes it worth it, but it's still, I think, one of the worst, most annoying bosses in the game. But yeah, the prices for these items are, especially for these Vorkath scales, are actually pretty high, it seems.